So, how are you, Joel?
Well, thank you, Yohann. And how about
Yeah.
yourself?
Yes, I'm cool, and I'm very happy to be able to talk with you. I see you work on a lot of projects on the Web3. So for
Yeah.
me, you're a real Web3 maker, and so I'm looking forward to learn from you. And so, can you tell me about yourself first?
Yeah, my name is Joel King. I'm the CEO and founder of Dapp Play Store, a Web3 application store that houses Dapps built on all mainnets.
Yeah.
So, my background is not really into this crypto space, I'll be honest with you. Before this, I was into music and I was managing a few artists. So I have a few artists that I still manage till today. But then I ended up in the crypto space, right? I bought some Bitcoin, I bought some Ether, and I just ended up deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. The more that happened, I started getting into decentralized applications and DeFi and started buying a lot more tokens like Pancakes or Uniswap, things of that nature. Unfortunately, I had got rugged maybe once or twice. I got scammed, rug pulled, they took my money from me, I lost everything. So at that moment, it sort of hit me and I said, you know what, I don't want to be a consumer anymore. I would rather be the person behind the screen, creating something that's more safe for the users so that whenever they did want to participate in some of these DeFi tokens or some of these applications, they have somewhere safe to do it. So what we started at first was a platform called CoinMaker, which essentially allows you to create your own token built off any network. So I've always been on the multi-chain thing. That's the interoperability has always been a key part to me within this blockchain space. So our first project, like I said, with CoinMaker, didn't go too well. I spoke to some investors, some mentors, and they had told me that I was working on the infrastructure and I should focus on the software as a service. So I kind of went back to the drawing board, thought about some few things, and then I was actually at a family event, right? And then my little cousin was playing games all day long in his phone, as they do. So then my auntie says to him, stop playing games, that's all you do. And then he turns around, I turned around and said, why don't you play some play to earn games? Potentially you can get some rewards and your mum may not be so angry with you, right? So I tried to introduce them to MetaMask with the whole 12-word seed phrase, adding RPC networks, third-party exchanges and wallets. It was a bit too much for them. And at that point, it kind of hit me at lightning in the bottle. When we decided to come with that Play Store.
Okay, very great. I heard something interesting. The shift that you have to do when you because you invest on some stuff and you decide to not be only an consumer but an producer now.
Exactly.
It is very good. How can you start to be a producer? Because me, I see there is a lot of information, a lot of scam, a lot of yes. Do you remember how you start that?
So how did I start? So the very first moment I started, I called one of my mentors, the first person who actually got me into this blockchain space. I called him, I told him I've got an idea, right? He said, it's a great idea, go for it. He said, yeah, I should go for it. So what did I do at first? I think the very first thing I did was, because I was so into the blockchain space at that moment, I was looking at so many projects and reading so many light papers and websites. So I figured out, okay, cool. How do I build a website? That's the first thing I needed to do. How do I build a website? I've got an idea. How do I build a website? Let me go right back. The first thing I did was get LinkedIn. If you really want to start with anybody, get a LinkedIn first and foremost.
Really?
That's the first thing, yeah. Get LinkedIn, start building your network, start looking around the ecosystem, start connecting with like-minded people who are within the same industry as yourself, and the other founders who are trying to build businesses. So that was the first thing I did, right? And from there, I started building the website. As I said, I was looking around into all these decentralized applications. I'm looking at all of their sites and I'm thinking, okay, some of these are not looking too good. They can't be too hard to do. So I went onto Fiverr, right? This is another one. I went onto Fiverr and I looked for people to help me build a website, right? And create a token for me. But this is me very in the early stages. So as I'm trying to pay for people to do certain things, you know how that goes. If you're spending the top dollar, you can get the best work. If you're not, and it's going to be a little bit shaky, sometimes it's hard to get through to people. I'm trying to change my design because it's still a work in progress, right? So I might give you an idea today, and then later on tonight, I might see a few more videos, or I might read something on LinkedIn or Cointelegraph post, and then I got a whole new idea that I kind of want to implement into the project. So then going back to the developer on Fiverr trying to speak to him, it kind of changes things around. So long story short, what I did was after I got even bumped a few times on Fiverr where I didn't get my requirements was given back to me. It wasn't exactly what I was asking for. So at that point, I said, okay, how do I build my own website? Because it was getting very frustrating. I was losing a lot of money. So I said, okay, cool. How do I do this? So I called one of my friends. My friend told me, because my friend was kind of good in the IT space. So I asked him if he could build me a website, right? He said he's too busy to do it. So he said, go on a platform called Wix. The platform called Wix, Webflow, and WordPress, right? So this allows you to build your own website here with no coding required. Now, remember I told you my background is in technology. So this is a whole new venture for me, right? This is a whole new space. So what I did was I just jumped straight into Wix and I just figured it out, bro. I figured everything out to the point where, yeah, it took me maybe a month or two. I got the website out. As I'm doing that, I'm still doing research. I'm still looking at a lot of other projects. I'm looking for competitors, competition, seeing what other people are doing. At that point, I said, okay, I need a white paper. I start writing up the white paper. I put that together. I started doing the tokenomics. I started doing the roadmap. I started to figure out what I want to see with the business before I can move forward, right? So I thought that was everything. But remember, this is the first time I've done this. So I put together a white paper that probably wasn't too good at that point. My roadmap wasn't too great. I'm just looking at other projects and using them as like as a template. But I'm not good in this space yet, so I'm still learning. This is when after the website was released, I thought it was good. I put the white paper out, I thought it was good. I had maybe 200 followers on LinkedIn. I thought I was doing something in that moment, right? But come to think of it, I wasn't really doing anything, but I was doing a lot. I was learning in that process. So by me doing all of that, I was learning and figuring out, okay, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do. By the time I got to a mentor, right, and he told me, you're focusing on the infrastructure and you need to work on the software as a service, it kind of struck me because I had spent maybe 3 to 4 months on CoinMaker and I sort of fell in love with the project at that moment, right? Like I put the whole website together, I'm writing white paper, it's taking me hours because this isn't my background, so I'm trying to figure it out. So I was like, okay, cool, that didn't work. What else can I do? So it kind of hurt me a little bit, but I had to let it go. It didn't take me long to let it go. We actually traveled to Leicester from London, so it's maybe about 2 or 3 hours drive to go and see an investor. We traveled to Leicester, had a meeting, he told us that. So the whole drive back, just disappointed, didn't know what to do, thinking, oh my days, I've been working so hard on this project for months, and now this guy's told me that it's not even a good project, right? But come to think of it, that was a blessing in disguise. So I've gone back home, taken maybe a week or two. I'm looking around in the ecosystem, I'm looking at the space. Like I said, this is when I've gone back to my family event, right? And then my little cousin's playing the game on his phone. My aunt just told him to play too much games. I said, why don't you play a pay to earn game? You can get rewarded for it. The MetaMask was the hurdle for them to get over. They couldn't quite get over that hurdle. And boom, it just hit me. Oh my days. There needs to be a platform like there is a Bitcoin that can like there is a Binance, right? That can hold every coin. If you go to OpenSea, you can get every ETH token, but there is nowhere to get applications. There isn't one hub where you can house all these apps and give the user an easy experience. It's not just games. Now this goes to social, this goes to climate, this goes to fitness, this goes to it's just gambling, just spreads across the whole ecosystem. So it's like, wow, this is a big idea. It could be good. I'm looking around, so I'm kind of going all over the place, but the story has been a bit all over the place to get to where I'm at now, if I'm being honest with you. So after that point, I said, okay, cool. I need to rebuild a website again, right? Now, luckily, I know exactly what to do this time because I've already built a website. I know how to build it better, right? I've already built a small team around me that time because I'm having such a network with my 200 people. I'm sending them my whole project. Hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? By that moment, I'm building relationships. And the person that I'm still with in my business now, I met him through LinkedIn possibly a year ago, right? We've never met face to face, but he liked the idea of CoinMaker. We've evolved now into that Play Store, and he's still with me, right? So that's why I say LinkedIn is important because the network and these people are like-minded. Sometimes within your own space, you're not going to get the best out of it. Sometimes it's outside of your world where people are really going to give you a helping hand and help you level up to the next level, right? So Okay, cool. So we're back onto that Play Store. I said, all right, I need to build this website. So I built a website. I know exactly what I'm looking for now. It needs to be 10 times better. It needs to look cleaner. The fonts, the layout, the design, everything needs to be better. Apart from that, now, cool. I've spoken to my mentor who got me into this beginning of this phase. So I spoke to him. I told him about the new idea. Look, it's a great idea. He's told me a few things that I need to do. Get MVP, right, which is a minimal viable product. Get that ready. Get your team together and get a developer and start building. But there was a few other key things that we missed out from that, right? So you need financial projections. It's very important. You need your financial projections to know where you're going within a 5 to 10 year period. You got to know your revenue, you got to know your income, your outgoing, your OPEX, your CAPEX. It's all very important stuff, right? Your tokenomics, you have to make sure that if you are going to use tokens within your Web3 system, that the tokenomics have to be sustainable and long lasting. It's got to make sense to the investor. Your product has to make sense, right? So before we got to the MVP, we started doing the UI and UX, which is essentially a user interface and user experience, which just allows you to sort of like a prototype, like a click and drag prototype. You click it, you move it, you can see how it's supposed to look. You can send that now back to the developer and you can put the code behind it.
And you give so much value. It's I want to be sure that it's perfect because it's wow. I interview a lot of people, but wow. It's a
people don't want to be honest with you. People don't want to be honest, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've spoken to so many people, right? And everything that I'm telling you could have been told to me within a 2-hour conversation, and I could have sped this process up, right? It's taken me about 6 to 7 months to get to this place where I'm at. I could have done this in 2 to 3 months if I just had the right information.
It takes you 6-7 months?
6 to 7 months to get to where I'm at now, right? But I could have done this in 2 to 3 months if I had the right information.
Yes, I know what I'm saying. I really feel what you.
Yeah, I'm passionate about this, bro. I'm passionate. Yeah.
Yes, it's really wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And the things, it's a lot of people told me the same things. That you need a Twitter, you need a stuff. Because I also build some projects, but not on Web3, on Web2, and sometimes effectively you can delegate on Twitter, and I'm also on LinkedIn. I feel that it's a real value that you give. You really share something, and yes, it's very interesting. And also the part. One question on Wix, you say, are you able to use Wix to connect with Web3, so wallet code?
Oh, that was one of the issues. Right? So I used Wix at first, and then this is why I tried to find someone on Fiverr to do, because my background is in technology, so I don't know how to code. But you can easily, if you know how to code, right, you can easily use the API from MetaMask and attach their coding to your website, because it allows you to do independent coding, right? So I can easily attach that API and connect that wallet into my Wix website, but I didn't know how to do that at that point. So I was wasting money again. So my whole thing here would be to just learn and do it yourself. And I get that it's long, right? Especially if it's not your background, or if you're not interested in it, it's going to be very time consuming. It's going to be hard. If you don't have the facilities, if you don't have the resources or the funds to do this, there's only one way you can do it, and it's you have to like just tunnel vision and just put everything you can. I've spent hours upon hours doing so many amounts of research, reading through white papers, then it gets, you can't just look, like you said, you're in the Web2 space originally, right? So you can't just look at the Web3, you kind of got to go back to the history. You've got to go and look at everything, where it all started, how Silicon Valley started, how Elon Musk got his money, how Bill Gates got his money, how Nikola Tesla decided to come out of all these philosophies. And you really got to study this. You've got to look at economics, you've got to look at the inflation, deflation, you've got to look at the whole world as how it's revolving in order to know how to run the business. It's not just tunnel vision and only your business. At one point, you need to do that, right? Because you need to learn and consume as much information as possible about the industry that you're in. But in order to expand and to really grow it, right, you need to like look outside of the ecosystem and see how companies really made it to the level that they're at, how inflation works, how economics works, how the world actually turns, how the oil affects this, how comes when USA makes this deal or when they change over a president, all these things have small implications to your life and to your business. And it's very important. It's very important. It's a whole spectrum that I would believe that needs to be focused on that. But in terms of just building, I would say the main things are, I would say get a LinkedIn, right? Connect with people that are in the space. You'll be surprised how many people would be willing to speak to you, even though you don't have a background in the space. There's so many people that will advise you and help, right? Build a team. It's very important. First person I would say to get on the team is legal. It's one that is legal, lawyers.
Okay, yeah.
It's very important. And even the most important, to make sure you're legally compliant with the business that you're doing. This is what I would say. Get legal, right? Get a chief technology officer. If you're in software, you need a technology officer, right? Or a developer. This is important stuff. On top of that, you've got to now do product market fit. You've got to make sure that there's an actual need for your product. So you've got to go and collect data. You need to talk to clients.
And how you collect this data?
By talking to people. You've got to talk to people.
Talking to people.
You've got to talk to people. You just got to talk and get as much feedback. Put up polls on your LinkedIn, put up polls on your Twitter, ask questions. Do you think there's a need for this? If there was one place you could do this, what do you think about this? If there was, do you know what I mean? You put up surveys, right? And you allow people to answer questions. It will give you an insight as to what's happening. You go, okay, so this is what people like, this is what they don't like. Right? And then you just keep talking and you just keep working on your idea. You keep working on it and you work on the MVP, like I say, the minimum viable product. Every time you have something to show, you show it on all social channels. You make sure that people can see it. Your social proof has to be relevant. People have to understand and believe in what you're doing. Every partnership that you have, if you can promote it, it's going to make other partners believe in what you're doing and maybe want to say, okay, I can take a partnership with you due to the fact that this person partnered with me. Like, oh, well, I can follow you now on Instagram because I can see that this guy follows you. You know, it's sort of like mind tricks. You kind of got to play with people, but it's a hard start. I'll be honest with you. It's not easy. But with some of these keys, it can make your journey a lot simpler. So I would say a lawyer, Wix, Fiverr. Learn to build things yourself as much as possible. Learn to build yourself, right? Tokenomics, financial projection. This makes you understand the business. It makes you understand how your business is going to, how much money you plan to spend, how much money you plan to bring in, what's your ROI, what's your maximum traffic, how much you want to spend on marketing or budgeting. You need to also find someone who can take over just the marketing side and just deal with that. But in the beginning stages, you're going to be wearing every hat. You're going to be doing everything. So I'm the developer, I'm the UI and UX designer, I'm the CEO, I'm the financial officer, I'm the marketing officer, I'm the community manager. Like, I have to wear every single hat, and you kind of have to understand a piece of everything yourself before you can hire people, I feel like, because if you don't understand it to at least a 10% degree knowledge before you hire people, you'll never really know what's happening in your business. And if you don't know what's happening in your business, the rug can be pulled from your legs at any moment, or someone could do something and you may not have no say, or you won't be able to really put in a proper calculated input because you don't understand what's really happening. So I think walking through the mud in the early stages, right, and getting your fingers in the mud and understanding every small part of the business, not micro. Well, you have to micromanage it first. You have to micromanage everything because you want this to be successful. It's your baby, innit? So you can't not micromanage it. So when people say don't micromanage, there's no other way but to micromanage in the beginning. You have to look over everything. You have to look over your data. You have to look over your analytics, and that's the good thing about Wix and all these platforms. Your LinkedIn, they all give you analytics and data and let you know your insights as to what's going on, what you should improve on, what you should keep pushing out there. And yeah, man, I know I'm rambling on, bro. I'm sorry.
But I have one question because I listen to you. I see you have a big motivation. You have a big determination. Is it because at some point of your journey you lose money and you say, okay, now I have to, I don't want to reproduce that. Is it that, or what is your motivation? What is?
I got a few. That's part of it, right? So that's one part of it. Another motivation for me is that obviously I'm gonna take it out of this ecosystem. I have a family, right? That I want to provide for and make sure that everyone is okay. I have a grandmother who I love with all my heart, and I want to make sure she can see certain things in her lifetime before the inevitable obviously happens. So I want to be able to provide that for my grandma and my future generation, my kids' kids, my kids' kids' kids. I want them to be set in a lifestyle where they have a totally different mentality to a lot of people that are growing up, and they can see things from a different perspective and have the idea of economics and business from an early stage. So that's one of my motivations. Another motivation is I message a lot of people, man, on LinkedIn, man. I message a lot of people, right? And I feel like I got something. I feel like I know I got something big, right? And I talk to people, and sometimes they don't want to reply me back.
Yes,
sometimes
exactly.
they don't want to message me back.
How you deal with échec?
Yeah, when people reject me, or they don't want to talk to me, or they read my message, or presume that I'm not intellectual enough, because you may look at my profile picture and see, oh, he's just a young black boy, I don't want to do business with him, right? That makes me just say, okay, cool, I need to work harder to prove it to you. I need to show you, because you're not respecting what I'm doing. You're not respecting it. So I have to show you. I have to show you that you made a mistake by not having this conversation with me. And the only way to do that is to just work harder. I have to work 10 times harder than these people. There's no other way. There's no other way. I have to work 10 times harder. I don't have the same background that they come from. I don't have the same luxuries that they were born with, right? So I'm already at a disadvantage at that point. And they've been in this space for so much longer than me that I just work every day. So Saturday, Sunday, Valentine's, Christmas, birthdays, I'm just on it every single day. I'm on it every single day, because they can take days off, right? They can say, oh, I'm not working on Sunday, because they understand everything, right? They get it. I don't have that luxury. So I'm just working every single day until I'm at the point where I don't think you're ever going to get to the point where you can stop, but until you get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm kind of content with what I've been able to build so far. What's the next step? Where can I pivot to? What's the next step? That's another thing I would like to say to upcoming founders as well, is that you may have a strong idea, right? And you may have a good idea and you think it's a great idea, your destination, but sometimes your journey to your destination has to change also. So you can still have the same idea that you wanted to have, but sometimes you have to be ignorant on your idea, but open to suggestions. Does that make sense?
No.
So you have to be like so passionately ignorant about your idea. Like, this is the idea that I want to do, right? But then if people come and say, okay, maybe it's a great idea, but you can tweak this here, you can tweak that over here, you can tweak this over here. Take those things on board, because no matter how you get to your destination, you may have pictured one journey in your mind, but there may be different journeys that you didn't foresee, but can get you to that same destination either way. So yeah, be stuck on your idea, but be willing to take suggestion, if that makes sense.
Yes, now it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
And you talk about also about a mentor.
A mentor, yeah.
A mentor.
I have a few. Yeah.
Yes. And how this idea come from in your mind, and do you advise for some people where they can find some mentor?
You need a mentor. You can't do it without a mentor. You need a mentor.
Yes.
Really, every business, like businesses have about 12 advisors, right?
Yes.
And give them 3% of your company at 0.25% per advisor, right? For 4 hours a month of their time, roughly. One's marketing, one's legal, one's strategy, one's business, one's technology, one's software as a service. Yeah, you need 12 different advisors, right? That can be, I'm telling you, bro, and they inform you and they give you the right information every time you need it. I'm telling you, without the advisors or mentors, you can't be. It's gonna be, you can still do it, right? But to take it to the next level, like, because they're experienced, they've already been here and they've seen this and they've advised multiple people in your walk of life at this moment. So they can say, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And it's best for you to just listen to what they have to say.
Yeah. And do you know on which platform I can find some mentor?
LinkedIn, bro. Everything I got was from LinkedIn. But the original mentor that I got, right, I found him face to face. It was quite lucky, so I met him face to face. But every other mentor that I've had since then, I've just formed a relationship with people on LinkedIn. So let's just say right now, right, me and you were talking.
Okay.
We met on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
So let's say right now, it wasn't an interview, we was having a normal conversation.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, cool. And then maybe in a week or two, maybe a month or 2 months, I've got a new idea. And I'm like, hey, Yohann, here's what I think. Do you know anybody? What do you think about this? And you can say, okay, because I'm already in this eco, here's what I think we should do. Maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. And then you just start talking, you start to build a relationship. Next thing they say, what's your WhatsApp? What's your Telegram? Now you can talk to them. Now you can call them. You can ask. I got a guy in Dubai, he keeps telling me, come Dubai, come Dubai. He gives me advice all the time. I got another guy in New Jersey, he messaged me, he gives me some of the greatest advice. I've never met these people, right? But you can't talk to your family about this because they don't know. They've never been in this ecosystem. They've never maybe tried to get the kind of money that we're trying to get. They've never stuck it out this much in their own business trying to be an entrepreneur because it's hard, right? It's hard to be an entrepreneur. So some people give up so easy. So you have to talk to people who've made it to the other side essentially and can say to you, here's what I did. Now their story may not work for you. It may not work. Everyone's life is different, right? But the smart man learns from their own mistakes and the wise man learns from others.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks a lot. I think I have everything for now to do a very good content, and I don't want to take too much of your time now. What I will do my best. No, you don't know. I will do my best to do some things good with what you share.
Yeah.
You share me. So wow, thanks. And do you have a particular thing that you want to add or to?
Yeah, I want to share with you I want to show you something.
Yeah.
Of my project. Let me know when you can see it.
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah. So this is that Play Store. This is the application I was telling you about in the first place. Yeah. So like I said, our main thing here is to onboard the mainstream to adopt crypto, right? And we're trying to make it easy as possible. So what we did was we removed the 12-word seed phrase, allowing people to just put in the email and create a password. So I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough.
Okay.
See, email, password, create new wallet, put in your phone number, we'll send you a verification code, put in your code, and then just like that you have a decentralized wallet, right? All these applications will be stored within here. As you can see, there's kids, there's games, there's social, there's top, it could be top free, top paid. If we go back to all, right, what would happen is you would click it and you could store it into your profile. So instead of installing it into your device, you would store it into your profile so you can save it. It makes it quick, easy access. The community can leave reviews and ratings. As you can see here, search is just normal search. We've implemented here a Dapp Play Music, where our users can get rewarded for listening to podcasts. For watching podcasts or listening to music. So you know how there's play to earn and move to earn. So now we've implemented listen to earn and watch to earn. So this is where content creators can get a lot more percentage out of their rights and their music and the work that they're putting out, and their users can be rewarded for this.
It's very interesting. What is it? Listen to earn or learn to earn?
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I will do. So here, this is like I said, when you want to save, you want to install it, it would save in your own profile. Now this is your profile, you can put your apps here and you will see where all your applications are stored. Here's your reward. So as you know, a lot of these applications, they reward you. So this is where you'll be able to see all of your rewards, and you can buy from a third-party exchange. This is what makes us legally compliant, like I was saying earlier. Right, so you buy from a third-party exchange. And this is where it gets really interesting, right? So
yes, of course.
You can switch to developer mode. So what we allow you to do is upload your application. We provide you with an SDK, which is a software development kit, which allows you to convert your web-based app to a mobile app on our platform. Right? So you upload it the same way you would upload it on Google Play Store. So you put in your name, you put in your hashtags that are easily discoverable. You put in a short description, screenshots and icons that you're aesthetically pleasing. It says APK, but it would be an SDK like I mentioned. And then we also provide the developer of a content management system, which allows them to look at all their data, their traffic and analytics, right? So you can click here and you can see all your app sessions, your new downloads, your daily average use, where all your traffic has been coming from. You can see the performance between this month and last month. You can change the dates. You can send messages directly to all of your subscribers and let them know NFT may be coming out. You can get a percentage off. If me and you was working on a project together, I could leave a task for you. I could send campaigns directly to all of my subscribers or publish directly on my socials. I can add plugins to the application. Yeah, so let's say I built an app and I want to add more layers to the app. Like I wanted to put now an NFT marketplace on top of it, or I wanted to put maybe a game, or I want to send automated emails, or I get notifications every time somebody signs up. Right, I can just add a plugin with no coding required. Remember I said that Wix, you can build whole websites with no coding. Right, so this is like that. You can now essentially build a decentralized app with no coding. Right, you add it to app. You can view it. You can see how the user would view it. You can publish. As soon as you publish, it's automatically going to edit on the original marketplace I showed you. This is just all the plugins that you've already added to the application. This is your little chat room here. And here's where you get to hire professionals if you want to do independent coding. You can get 24 hours services if you want to call people if you need help. And you can just switch back to the user here also. And sorry, back to the main page. So yeah, I kind of wanted to show you the Dapp Play Store as well, let you know what we have coming soon. Partnered with so many people recently. We've got about 60 to 70 partners in the past 2 weeks, and we're going to be launching very soon. I don't want to say the network we're launching on yet because we're still waiting on contracts to be dealt with, but yeah.
Okay, wow. And it's an mobile application available on the Play Store and the iOS Store.
Yeah, and Android.
iOS Store.
Like so like I was saying, yeah, if you want to buy a coin, you can buy a coin on PancakeSwap or Uniswap, right?
Yeah.
Depending on the mainnet. If you want to buy an NFT, you can buy on OpenSea or Solana, right? Depending on the mainnet. If you want to use a decentralized app, where do you go?
Okay.
Go to that Play Store now. Now we fill that void.
Okay. I try to understand. I build an application, and my application, your application, able us to.
You're a decentralized Google Play Store. So right now, if you want to put your decentralized app right on Apple, they won't accept it.
Okay.
They don't accept decentralized applications. Google's a little bit more lenient, so you may get away with it on Google, but both of these companies also take 30% of your in-app purchases. Okay. So it's ridiculous, right? We don't take 30%, and we are a decentralized application, which means all of our storage and data will be housed within a decentralized cloud as opposed to AWS or Microsoft Azure. So a lot of the applications at the moment, right, and a lot of the NFTs, they say that they're decentralized, but their data is really stored on a centralized cloud. But all of our data, and the infrastructure will be within a decentralized cloud.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, your project. It's an advanced project. Okay. I got it. I'm sorry. I'm lost because you give me too much things.
This was in my head every day. You see my head too much as well.
Yes. Okay. But yes, I have to be honest. You give me a lot of things, and I'm okay. But wow. Okay. No, for me, it's very perfect. And thanks again for your time. I think I have to share what this content, because a lot of people can learn from that. And do you recommend some people that have the same mindset as you? Because it's rare. To be honest, it's rare.
No, man, you just gotta find like-minded people.
Yeah.
You gotta find like-minded people, man.
Yes.
I don't think it's not rare, but I don't think it's that rare, man. I think just like you said, it's determination. It's just I know what I want, and I think there's multiple other people out here who know what they want. You're a person, you're like-minded, just like myself. You know what you want. You made this interview happen. You came out of your way and you messaged me, and we made it happen. So I would say you're someone that's just like myself, bro. I'll be completely honest. So whoever's trying to work for their dream and trying to change their life and better the people around them, that's the kind of energy that I like to be around.
And you don't recommend some book, some stuff, some resource, some blog, some...
0 to 1. This is my favorite book, right?
Okay, great. Okay.
My favorite book, 0 to 1, by Peter Thiel. It's a great book, incredible book.
Which one?
Peter Thiel, 0 to 1.
Okay, 0 to... Oh yes, the book that you just showed me.
Yeah, one can show us.
Okay, great. Thank you a lot, Joel. Okay.